Hi, this is Fix My Fibro, and my name's Bernadette. So, the topic I want to talk about today is muscle weakness, and it's a part of the fatigue, but it's actually caused, in my opinion, two things. It can be for both parts of the disease. If you're having a major systemic onset, you are just overly weak because your body is in an absolute war zone and there is major inflammation going on. So if your mast cells are not stabilized and they constantly keep popping open and you get all this cytokine release, it's really a big issue. But the in general muscle weakness is caused by being deficient in calcium, and calcium and magnesium as two compounds or two elements in the periodic table that we use in our body for for a host of functions. It's used for cellular signaling, it's used for muscle contractions. But I get that real overriding muscle weakness when I've eaten too many purines. So that poisoning myself with purines, and that causes a massive amount of weakness. And then the fatigue brought on by eating too many histamines and also having massive histamine release from an MCAS event causes a huge array of issues relating to muscle weakness. If you have severe inflammation of all your arteries caused by an MCAS systemic onset, you can't do anything. Like, that's literally when you're bedridden for months. And that is a huge issue for part of the muscle weakness. So, muscle weakness as a topic, it's hard to describe the absolute cause because it's it's in multi different areas of the illness presentation. But you will learn as you get your disease under control by stabilizing your mast cells, by altering, the excess histamine issue by taking supplements and by taking, the DAO enzyme in sufficient quantity to soup up all your excess histamine, that you won't get those little bouts of fatigue and muscle weakness. It literally changes day to day for me, depending on if I've eaten the right foods or if I've been naughty. Because it's a really difficult restrictive diet, and that in itself, you get frustrated sometimes. I've been doing this diet for 15 years, and even now I think, oh, stuff it, I want a piece of, I don't know, I want a piece of cheesecake, or I want to have a little piece of cake with a bit of cream in it, or I want to have some cheese. And you can have low fat cheese, but if you mix it up with a bit of high fat cheese, that increases your histamine load. And then I'll be like walking around the next 5 hours or the next day quite with a bit of muscle fatigue. And it's really important to keep your supplements up and to manage those enzymes and manage your diet, because that's the only thing that controls that severe muscle fatigue if you're not in a systemic onset of your MCAS.